On September 23, 2014, Louis Hilsenteger sat down in front of a camera, took a brand new iPhone 6 Plus, and used his bare hands to bend the aluminum frame until it was permanently deformed. He proved a point that no one else was brave enough to say. The most expensive premium phone in the world was basically a piece of flimsy trash. The video went viral instantly. It was a massive PR disaster for Apple. And you know what happened next? It was the last time Apple ever sent him a review unit. The message sent to the rest of the industry was crystal clear. If you want to keep your multi-million-dollar tech career on YouTube alive, you have to stay on the brand's good side, step out of line, and you are dead to them. This is the dark reality behind the videos you watch every single day. The reviewers you trust, the people you think are protecting your wallet, are trapped in a highly engineered system. Today, we are going to expose exactly how big tech turned your favorite independent reviewers into their most effective corporate salesmen. For years, creators like Marques Brownlee, Linus Sebastian, Dave Lee, and Michael Fisher have been our go-to guides. When a $1,000 phone hits the market, you wait for their take. You trust them. And that trust is exactly what the tech industry hijacks. They do it through a rigid, invisible corporate gag order called the embargo. To see this system in action, look at the iPhone 16 launch. Apple set a strict review embargo for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. If you refreshed your YouTube feed that morning, you saw every single major tech channel upload their review at the exact same second. It wasn't organic, it wasn't a coincidence, it was a perfectly executed launch day pipeline. Companies like Apple, Samsung, and Intel curate a VIP press list. They send these creators the product a week or two early, but before the creator even breaks the seal on the box, they sign a strict NDA. If you leak a photo early, you are blacklisted. If you publish your review 5 minutes before the embargo lifts to beat your competitors, your relationship with that manufacturer is destroyed. But it gets more controlling than that. Take the Microsoft Surface Duo. Marques Brownlee admitted that Microsoft forced a double embargo. Reviewers were allowed to show the hardware, but they were literally banned from turning the screen on to show the software because it was a buggy mess. You are operating on a compressed timeline. You have the device for maybe 72 hours because your entire business depends on getting these early units. Your brain naturally self-censors. This is the window of acceptable criticism. You are allowed to critique the camera or the battery life, but you never attack the brand's core marketing strategy. You point out fixable flaws, giving the illusion of honesty while keeping the manufacturer completely safe. So why don't they just break away? Why doesn't a massive creator just buy the phone with their own money, ignore the embargo, and review it on their own terms? It sounds noble. In reality, it is a suicide mission. Let's do the math on true independence. If you are off the VIP list, you don't get free packages. Imagine dropping $1,200 for a Galaxy Ultra, another $1,100 for an iPhone Pro Max, $1,800 for a Pixel Fold. By the time you account for laptops and smart gear, you are looking at a $50,000 yearly hardware bill just to stay relevant, and that is before you pay a single employee. But the money isn't even the real trap. The real boss is the YouTube algorithm. The algorithm is ruthless. It only cares about speed and relevance. If Dave Lee decides not to sign the NDA, he doesn't get the phone until launch day. By the time he spends a week properly testing it, the hype window has slammed shut. The internet has moved on. The top spots in search are completely dominated by the creators who played the corporate game. His views drop. His revenue crashes. You are forced to participate in the launch window, and if you participate in the launch window, you belong to the manufacturer, period. But the corruption doesn't stop at hardware reviews. This culture of prioritizing corporate relationships over the audience bleeds directly into their sponsorships, and nothing proves this better than the Honey controversy. For years, the browser extension Honey was heavily promoted by massive channels like Linus Tech Tips and Unbox Therapy. You trusted these creators, so you installed the extension. But behind the scenes, Honey was running a scheme called last click attribution. When you clicked a creator's affiliate link to buy a product, the creator was supposed to get a commission, but Honey would wait until the very last second at the checkout page to inject its own code. Retweeting the link and stealing the commission from the very influencers who promoted them. A YouTuber named Megalag blew the lid off the entire operation. He called out the biggest names on the platform, and Linus Sebastian's response? It was a massive mask-off moment. Linus admitted on his podcast that he had known about Honey's shady behavior since 2021. He silently dropped them as a sponsor, but he did not warn his audience. Why? He admitted he was afraid that if he publicly burned a massive partner like Honey, which is owned by PayPal, it would scare away other big-budget advertisers. Let that sink in. He knew a sponsor was hijacking the ecosystem, but he stayed quiet to protect his corporate advertising pipeline. The ethics didn't matter. The revenue did. There is an old saying in tech: if you are not paying for the product, you are the product. This is the hardest pill to swallow. When you watch a tech review, you think you are the customer being served. You are not. The brands are the customers. They don't spend millions of dollars in marketing budgets to pay for opinions. They pay for exposure. They pay for access to the highly targeted audience that these creators have spent years building. When an Apple or Samsung sends an early unit, they are buying a seat at the table. They know that if a video gets 5 million views, a specific percentage of you will click buy simply because the creator had great lighting and a cinematic B-roll. The creator's opinion is just the packaging. The actual product being sold is your trust. So what do? You stop playing their game. Stop treating launch day embargo reviews as the final word. They are rushed, compromised, and heavily monitored by PR departments. You won't find out about a degrading battery or a broken hinge in a 72-hour review window. Wait for the second wave. Wait for the reviews that come out 3 months later, when the hype is dead, the NDAs have expired, and the creator is forced to talk to you like a real human being. They built this system to move you from interested to sold before you can ask the hard questions. Take your power back. Keep your wallet closed.